YouTube, we're back again. We're back again. We got another banger of an RDA that is in this magical box right here. So, without further ado, let's dive in, go see what's inside. Let's get it. Dun, 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 dun. The Mach-1 by Fishbone. This thing looks absolutely stellar. Extremely hard to find, yet here we are. Okay, so in our packaging, got the little baggie it came in. They sent you a different drip tip. It's got one of those honeycomb anti-spitback feature things that they used to do back in the day. That's probably just gonna sit over there. You got spare contact pin, you've got spare O-ring, spare grubs, tools, obviously a authentication card in the box. But we don't really care about what's in the box. We care about this guy right here. It looks phenomenal. It's got some serious weight to it. It is, yeah, it's a pretty fantastic looking piece. You have a bunch of different airflow options down below here. And then you have different airflow options up top, which can be equally difficult to turn. Just because the bottom wants to turn too. Probably a lot easier if it was on a device. But you got double O-rings up top. It looks absolutely phenomenal. So you could basically just set it up to be wide open up top and then dial in the bottom. You can set it up where you have zero top airflow and all coming up from the bottom like so, minus this guy down here. This guy needs to go right there. So yeah, endless configurations in regards to how you want to set this up. And then your build space. Build space is really pretty impressive. That's the best way to put it. Your airflow from the bottom comes up in the center post here. Your airflow from the upper cap comes in, well, comes in right here, translates to the inner wall here. We're going to put a pretty slamming build in here, and we are going to run it on the parallel box. So, yeah, let's dive in. All right, so let's loosen up some grubs. Grub screws, 1.5 millimeter. I like that. They're chunky, beefy. Same size that you'll find in Voltros. So, nice torque driver. There we go. We went with a 3.5 millimeter ID. 4 millimeter looked like it was going to be super snug. And well, simply we just don't, we don't need that. We don't need that. So Okay, we got one set. We're gonna kind of cheat here. Snip the inner leg just to kind of make it easier. Like that. That way, well, you don't have to fight to get that leg cut after you set your coils in. Could have avoided that by wrapping one forward and one reverse, but that just seems like it's terribly complicated, or could overcomplicate stuff. Simplify it, make it easier. Double check, make sure you don't have any rogue wires in here that's going to foul the other coil. Oh, build looks absolutely fantastic in here. Build specs, we have 8-ply staple staggered fused Clapton. Simply does not get better than that in terms of flavor. So I like where our coils are set, positioned. They look fantastic. 3.5 mil is perfect. Let's break them in. Spec wise, we are shooting for right around a 0.1. For use either on DNA or single comfortably. Bump this up a little bit. Now we're starting to color up. Boy, that's pretty. Let's see if we can get a good shot here. Nice, pretty colors. Nice thing with staple stags is they typically are very easy to break in, meaning they don't have a lot of hot spots. Just pretty basic, go through the process, get them all balanced out, good to go. God. Color of that build is as stunning as this RDA is, to be honest. Okay, let's measure. 0.1. We're going to jump right up to 100 watts. Checky check. All looks good. Typically when these get to this point, you don't find any more hot spots, but 150. Oh, there we go. Do a final send off here at 190. Maybe too high of a jump. Okay. Looks fantastic. Let's do a final measure. .10. Perfect. Before we wick it, make sure that when we put our cap back on, we don't have any resistance issues, which we don't. Double check that we're firing. Bingo. Okay. Now we're going to check it on parallel box. Granted, this is a little overkill for this box. I get it. Okay, there's some overhang going. Looks excellent. Okay. We are going to give this a minute to cool down. Go wash your hands, get it wicked up. Alright, we're back. Everything's cooled down. Clean hands. Time for cotton. Really nice looking RDA. Aesthetically, functionally, really nice looking piece. Another another RDA with a really deep juice well as well, which is fantastic. A little heavy on that one. A little heavy. Okay. Gonna eyeball it again. I'm thinking right around down to the bottom airflow ports. Check real quick. Perfect. Okay, let's fluff it out. Plenty of room to get the cotton in as well. I really like that. You don't need to like bunch it up or pack it or fight with it. It just goes in, touches the base. It's done. Easy peasy. Let's juice her up. Okay, let's slap the cap on, take her up top. Okay, back up top. Fishbone Mach-1 RDA. Talk on the build real quick. Once again, this is a 8-ply staple staggered fused Clapton, 5.5 wrap. Well, 5 wrap opposing leg, 3.5 millimeter, 0.10. We are running airflow, as always, wide open. Wide open is the place for me. Okay. Immediate thoughts are like a revamped Kennedy 28. Maybe not as clean in regards to airflow. And I only say that because, I mean, the Kennedy is the benchmark, if we're being honest, right? I only say it's close because, sorry, we went a little crazy with dripping here. There. Only because it's a little turbulent. I'll focus more on literally dripping on the cotton next time. See, there's a little wisp going on. We can adjust this, maybe. Much better. Okay, so running 2 holes and obviously the big airflow down at the bottom. That cleaned it up, so it's not so crunchy. That's a good way to put it. Crunchy. Top cap gets warm relatively quick, but the drip tip is much taller, which I like, and you're going to be able to get away with putting a different 810 on here and have it work. In terms of flavor, again, it is another one that's just simply fantastic. I might actually give flavor to the Danny right off the cut. And I only say that because staple stagger fused Claptons historically have a little bit longer break-in time. So the build that was in the Danny was a little bit more immediately gratifying, where this is going to need to see a little bit of juice first. I mean, they're right there. They're right there. Hitting great on the snow cap. I really dig this box, and might need to find something that doesn't look so silly on it now. But let's take it for a run. Great build, great RDA, excellent quality. The vape is top notch. It's simply top notch. I like the dual little airflow slots, but let's try the little one, the smaller single. Smaller single has a little bit more airflow than the two circles. Definitely catching that. But this thing is stellar. Super easy to build on. Plenty of room to install your coils. Excellent quality on the grub screws. We didn't chirp any. We didn't strip any. We didn't break any. Everything comes apart really well. Relatively easy. It's a perfect example of a high-end RDA. That's the best way to put it. This is a fantastic RDA. Get some long pulls. There's plenty of airflow. Long pulls without it getting too hot. So yeah, Mach-1 Fishbone. I mean, that just looks badass, if I'm being honest. It looks a 10, it vapes a 10. Every box checked in regards to an RDA with this one. This we're running on a parallel Mac, or single cell if you want to say that. It could easily be run on a series. It can be a super chill that runs on a DNA. I'm not going to say that we're going to run this on a 5S PWM, but within the working parameters that we see most common, dual cell input or single cell input, this thing is excellent. Okay, on to the next. Remember guys, like, sub, much love. Peace.